think when it comes to failures and what people need to understand is that failure isn't a final destination, but it's a learning process. So like, let's say you realized you were terrible at sports and you quit. Well, the sports might not be your gifting, but what lessons did you learn from that you can take on as an adult to some other career or other interest or hobby? Just because one thing ends doesn't mean that it's a complete and utter failure, because there's life lessons that you've learned and that you can take to grow yourself in other areas.
No.
So how would you say that in that context, what are some of the lessons that people should look for in their failures?
I really focus on your gut instinct, and the gut and feeling, as far as like making decisions are concerned, should come from here and here more so than here. My father always said, don't let your brain talk you out of anything your gut's trying to tell you. And humans, our species, we're the only species on the planet that second guesses their intuition. And so maybe being able to really sit back from a failure and evaluate it, take onus of it, take ownership of it. And once you do that, it's so much easier and clearer to see what had happened, what had transpired, and what you could do differently to avoid it later on. We always all know the definition of insanity, but it's not insanity when you're doing something over and over and over again and expecting different results. It's the fact that you're not accepting what is happening to you. There's a great saying out there, and many people have said it, that we're responsible for everything that happens to us. Always, everything, tragedy. Of course, I'm responsible for a lot of things that I had transpired in my life that I created for myself. But also, there's a lot of things that happened to me that I wasn't expecting, and other people had done to me. But I'm still responsible for it because I have to react to it. I have to do something in my life so it doesn't adversely affect me. Now, if I don't really focus on what had happened, why it happened, how it happened, I can no longer give myself the chance to not A, repeat that, or B, do it to somebody else. And that's really where I think the true learning lesson comes from, is accepting it and then evaluating it. It takes a really mature mind, both not just intellectually, but socially, and have an awareness about you, an extrinsic awareness about your surrounding, to really to encapsulate that and take advantage and leverage that experience.